Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to the channel. Today's tutorial is going to be a crochet stitch tutorial, and the stitch is called the crossed ripple stitch. It's a really fun and interesting stitch. For today's tutorial, I will be doing it in a worsted weight, just some scrap yarn, and a 6mm crochet hook. I also will be using two different colors, just so that way the individual rows stand out. Now this takes 2 rows to set up, and then you begin a 2-row repeat. The stitch is done in multiples of 3 from a base chain. If you are going to add this stitch into a project that you are currently working on, you would need multiples of 3 plus 2. The reason for the extra stitch when you are working from a chain is because you need a turning chain to begin the next row. Okay, so I have chained a total of 21 chains here. And we're going to begin by working back into the second stitch, the second chain from your hook. Now the first loop on your hook means nothing. It is just a loop on your hook. That is your first, and there is your second. We're going to place a single crochet into the second chain. Now you're going to work 1 single crochet in every stitch for the remaining chain stitches. So all the way to the end of your chain, place 1 single crochet in each chain. Once you have done so, I will meet back up with you. Okay, so once you have made it to the end, you should have a total of 20 single crochets. That is if you are following along with me with your starting chain of 21. So I'm down here at the end, and I want to change colors so that way you can see how it is going to look. So I'm going to change colors by ending my last single crochet with the new color, so that way it completes the last stitch of this row and is ready with the new color to begin the second row. The second row here is just our second setup row. So we haven't started our repeats yet. Now we're going to chain 1, 2, 3. And you can do this in a solid, you can do this in multicolors. It is entirely up to you. Go ahead and turn your work after you've chained 3. That chain 3 is your first double crochet. So now we're going to skip the next 2 stitches. So you're skipping the already worked stitch, and then you're going to skip over 1, 2 and place a double crochet into the following stitch. Chain 1 and double crochet back into the first skipped stitch. So going backwards, 1, 2 to that first skipped stitch and placing a double crochet. All right, your repeat across to the last stitch. At the last stitch, we will meet back up, but your repeat is the same. You are going to skip the next 1, 2 and double crochet into the following, chain 1 and double crochet into the first of those 2 skipped stitches. So the first one you skipped. Go ahead and continue creating those cross X stitches till you have 1 remaining stitch, at which point I will meet back up with you. All right, so now we're down here at the end. We have 1 stitch remaining, and we're going to place a double crochet into that stitch. That's going to replicate the very beginning of the row where we started with the chain 3 which was a double crochet. So it's to mimic the very first stitch. Okay, so this is what we have. We now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cross stitches and 2 double crochets. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn our work and begin our repeats. Our repeat row 1 is single crochet in every stitch. So you should have the same 20 stitches throughout your swatch. So we're going to single crochet back into that first stitch, single crochet into the next. You're going to single crochet into the chain 1 space. That counts as a stitch. Now you're going to single crochet into the following stitch, and so on and so forth. Just be cautious not to forget your chain 1 space. That is accidentally skipped most often. So continue placing 1 single crochet in every stitch to the end of the row. At the end of the row, I'm going to change colors so that way you have that contrast. For the second row of your repeating rows. Okay, so I'm down here at the end of the first of our 2-row repeat, and I'm just going to bring up my contrasting color very loosely so that way it does not squish together my rows here. And I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3, turn my work, and we're going to begin row 2 of our 2-row repeat. All right, we're going to do the same style of cross to begin with. And what I mean by that is the first leg of the cross is going to be the same. We're going to skip the next 2 stitches. So we're skipping 1, 2, and you're going to place a double crochet into the following. And you're going to chain 1. Now the part that is different about this cross from our setup row cross is the fact that we're actually going to be reaching down and front post double crochet around the cross below, the first double crochet of that cross. So we're going to loosely reach down and front post double crochet around the first double crochet of the cross 2 rows below. So that's what you have. All right, so let's do that a couple more times. We're going to double crochet. We're going to skip 2, 1, 2, and double crochet into the following. Chain 1 and loosely front post double crochet around the first double crochet of the cross 2 rows below. Loosely. If you make it too tight, it's going to draw it up and make it just a blob. So you need to make sure that it's loosely. All right, one more time. You're going to skip 1, 2, and double crochet into the following. Chain 1, and loosely double crochet front post around the first double crochet of your X 2 rows below. Here we go again. we'll just work to the end of the row. We're going to skip 1, 2, and double crochet into the third, chain 1, and then front post double crochet around the first double crochet of the X 2 rows below. Okay, skip 1, 2, and double crochet, chain 1, and front post double crochet the first double crochet of the X 2 rows below. One more time, skip 1, 2, double crochet into the next, chain 1, and front post double crochet that stitch 2 rows below. And now we're at the end, and we're going to place a double crochet into our very last stitch. And that will complete your second row of your 2-row repeat. So to continue on, your next row would be 1 single crochet in every single stitch. And then you would do your cross stitch for the following row. I'm going to go ahead and work up a little bit more so you have a swatch to look at. Be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now.